Has her and her teammate Tamara Clark in this heat. She's out in lane 9. Clark is, and McDonald, 23:31 is a personal best. Back in 2017, she was a Canadian champion at 400 meters, so she's got that 400-meter strength. There's Tamara Clark of Alabama, and this morning I spoke with her coach, Blaine Wiley, and she didn't decide to actually run this till the very last minute because she's going to double back in the 400. So that 200, 400, that final day is a brutal combination.
There are the lane assignments. You see McDonald in lane 7, Clark in lane 9. Only 3 heats of the women's 200, so it would be the first 2 finishers across the line automatically qualifying through to the final, then the 3 next fastest times that were not automatic qualifiers.
Also keep your eyes on lane 4, Jada Eckford from Ole Miss, just a sophomore. She is extremely quick out of the blocks.
On the heat sheets, I see 3 freshmen in this first heat.
Yeah, that next gen, boy, we've talked about it. NCAA track and field is going to be fire in the next few years.
Most of the action expected to be in the outside lanes. And the starter brings them up. Look at the flags. And there's a little bit of a breeze that will be at their back for this first heat.
Green card from the field judge out there. Can't see what lane he walked into. Starter has been holding all of these races extremely long, and that is a very difficult thing if you are sprinting and the start is everything. You've got to be patient, just take a deep breath and relax and twitch on the gun.
So they gave the green card to Jada McDougall, the freshman from Mississippi State. No harm, no foul. Fairly long hold there. Clark on the left of your screen. Her teammate, third from the left of your screen. Clark, McDonald, both from Alabama.
Lloyd from Tennessee in lane 2 got out in that start.
Lloyd really moving down there in lane 2, but still it is McDonald and Clark who are going to be the heat winner and runner-up and automatic qualifiers through to Saturday's final.
22:55, if that holds, and it does. Absolutely no wind. That is just 5/100ths of a second off of Clark's personal best, and running out in lane 9 in a 200 is a mental craze. You can't see anybody, so you have to just chase the finish line. Clark on the far left of your screen in the white. Look at the arm speed. That's so crucial in the last 40 minutes of that 200. Making sure that your arms are engaged gives you just a little more lift through those knees. She's got really nice front side running mechanics.
It shows no wind whatsoever, but I'm looking at flags that are indicating that there would have been a tailwind. It just may have been the way that it's blowing. So that's a true representation of what her speed is, 22:55 with no wind whatsoever for Tamara Clark. She wins the heat, followed by her teammate, Natasha McDonald, at 23:10, which is a lifetime best for her as well. Emanuela Aliu of Texas A&M at 23:52 has a shot at getting through with those 3 fastest non-automatic qualifying times.
Weather's absolutely perfect right now. It's only cooled off a couple degrees. It's 73. And just a teeny bit of a wind as we get a look at Thelma Davies from LSU. This is Simone Mason from LSU in lane 5. She used to be in the ACC. She ran for Miami. This is her first SEC outdoor championships because she switched schools. This is part of those 9 young ladies from LSU that I spoke about at the top of the show, as well as Davies, her teammate. Dennis Shaver knows how to reload. He does not rebuild. He reloads his sprinters year in and year out, and you are going to see purple throughout all of the sprints in this entire championships.
Davies will start in lane 2, Mason in lane 5. I was looking at Coach Shaver there behind the barriers near the start of the 200.
He's been sitting there since the men's races, just giving those last-second instructions.
Second of 3 heats. Top 2 finishers automatically through to Saturday. After 1 heat, the bubble time 23:81. And it looks like the wind has picked up, but there was no wind on the last race. Good start for De Jour Miles of Kentucky, and then Maya McCoy moving nicely for Tennessee. Here comes Simone Mason in the middle of the track in the purple of LSU, and her teammate Thelma Davies on the inside. But Maya McCoy coming back, trying to snatch one of those automatic qualifying positions, and she can't do it. It's a 1-2 finish for LSU in heat number 2.
Simone Mason ran very smart. She has not been really working on the start. She's actually been being more patient in her start. And when you see somebody as tall as Maya McCoy right out in front of you get out as fast as she did, it tends for you to push. But if you look at Mason in the purple in the middle, look at the side of her body. You see how she's very straightforward up and down. As soon as she comes into the home stretch, see her hands going right from her hips right up to the top of her shoulders. Very relaxed. She didn't press, and that's what she wanted to do this morning when I talked to her. She said, I just have to finish stronger. Knee lift and arms, really important for me in this 200.
They're the official results, 22:99 for Simone Mason, which is a personal best by 100th of a second, and Thelma Davies getting second. So it was 1-2 for Alabama in heat number 1, 1-2 for LSU in heat number 2. And the bubble time has moved down to 23:52.
There's Tiana Wilson from Arkansas, the sophomore. She's got a personal best of 23:24. She was a really strong finalist for the Razorbacks indoor in the 60 and the 200. Talked to her this morning, and she said, I've got to have a better start. She said, my first 30 meters, I have to keep my head down and continue to push. But right in front of her, another one of Shaver's sprinters, that's Favor Ofili. She's just a freshman, 18 years old. She was 3rd indoor in the 200. Very, very mature for an 18-year-old. Watched her run indoor. She stays very composed.
Ophelia, a citizen of Nigeria, so she'll be trying to make that team and get the standard for the Olympics to represent her country in the Olympic Games. There are the lane assignments with Wilson in 5 and Ophelia in 6. Action expected to be in the middle of the track. Ophelia's keeping her head down nicely. Now comes it into the drive phase. Wilson has the opportunity to see her ahead of her and chase her. And it's going to be Ophelia in the lead off the turn. Wilson chasing. And on the outside, Jada Baylark also trying to make a race for herself. But it's going to be Ophelia followed by Wilson, 1-2 automatically into Saturday's final.
Favor Ofili had an outstanding start. She stayed down so low in those first 10 meters, and the first 3 steps out of that block, you're not running on a curve. You actually set your blocks at a little bit of an angle so that you can come straight out in the middle of the track in the purple. Right here, that first drive phase, and then you slingshot and use the power. You've got to have a really nice hip-knee ankle ratio coming off of that curve, and then you just relax and lift. On the left, in the purple, she finishes really strong. Ophelia has been outstanding so far as a freshman for Dennis Shaver and LSU.
They took the win results down faster than I could see them, but Ophelia winning the heat, followed closely by Tiana Wilson. And Jada Baylark with a very, very fine 3rd place run of 23:22. That is going to be fast enough to get her through as a time qualifier, actually the fastest time qualifier. So there are the results of heat number 3, 22:64 for Ofili. That is the fastest time amongst the heats. And there are your qualifiers through to finals. And we will be back with more. Tamara Clark actually had the fastest time. We will be back with more.